The Giants take on the Eagles on Sunday at MetLife Stadium. It's time for this week's edition of Giants Crossfire, presented by Primepoint. Howard, I'll start with you. Is rotating offensive linemen, like the Giants have been doing, especially last week, a viable long-term solution? Could it be NFL game-changing?
Yeah, I think it's going to be NFL game changing. I think the reason why is that, you got 7 or 8 guys that travel week in and week out, and you would like to get them all reps in case something goes wrong or someone goes down. And the way that the Giants are doing it right now, they're able to get all 7 guys in the game, get them playing, keep them moving in and out, playing different positions, and helping the team grow as it goes down longer through the season. I think as you watch this happen, it's going to cut into guys. I think salary somewhere down the line. But if you have a way to do it, a smart way to do it.
Well, there are cons to those pros there. And if a team can prevent or avoid being trendy in terms of what guy does what when he's in the game, it will be a strategic advantage. But if teams start to show tendencies of when the guy comes in, they're running certain plays, it doesn't work. But the development of offensive linemen, it takes a little longer, so this is a strategy that could work.
All right, guys, next question. Carl, I'll start with you. Pro Bowl balloting begins next week. Which Giants do you think are going to have a legitimate chance to make it to the Pro Bowl?
Well, I know 2 right off the top of my head, and that's James Bradberry and Blake Martinez.
Well, I'll take Dalvin Thompson to add him to that group. I think he's playing pretty well this year. I know there's a lot of guys out there, but I think he can find a way to get it done.
Yeah, it's stiff competition on the interior of the defensive line with Fletcher Cox of the Eagles and Aaron Donald, perennial Pro Bowlers in their own right. All right, final question. Carl, I'll start with you. Giants are using players up and down the roster. Who's an under-the-radar Giant that you think has to play a key role this week?
Well, I don't know if he's so under the radar after last week playing a key role, but it's got to be the kicker. I mean, in games like this, a field goal could make the difference.
I'm going to say a guy that's not so unknown or under the radar, but it would be Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones has been being labeled for him, turnover machine, making a lot of mistakes. But he does a lot of good things. If he can figure out a way to limit the turnovers, he can be the unsung hero that's already a hero for the team.
Well, that's a good point, meaning he is underestimated in terms of the things he does well because people are focusing so much on the things that he doesn't do well. So he could be the unsung hero here.
Yeah, especially if he doesn't have any turnovers like he did last week in the win against Washington. Carl, Howard, always enjoy the Crossfire edition. That wraps it up for this week's edition of Crossfire, presented by Primepoint.